Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Tobish, Head of Corporate Development for AmeriLife. Today is a very special episode. For the first time, joining us in a podcast since our landmark announcement of bringing together two best-in-class firms in our industry. We have Scott Perry, Chairman and CEO of AmeriLife, and Mike Martini, CEO of Crump Life Insurance Services. Welcome, both of you. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good to see you today.
Yeah. Just happy to be here.
Scott, so I'll start with you. I mean, as we were, assessing the, landscape of, quality players and the like, why Crump?
Yeah, it's good. Good question. Great way to start, Mike. And it's great to be with you, and it's great to talk to all the AmeriLife and Crump folks, and to be here and share the mic with Mike, with the two mics. Anyway, why Crump? So, our strategy over the years has been around building a holistic platform that serves the retirement needs of those people near and in retirement across the spectrum. And we've done a very nice job of building out capabilities on the health side, on the annuity side, and on the investment advice side. The one gap we had was on kind of the permanent life side of our offerings. And so first and foremost, Crump really fit that strategic capability. And it's not just having access to the products. It's really having access to the full capability to service advisors that did or do that business, or want advisors that want to add it to their toolkit, or advisors that are already doing business with us and are doing business for that side of their practice somewhere else. We wanted to make sure we could capture it. So it was primarily the ability to kind of add that strategic capability to our platform. I think in doing so, it kind of rounds out our ability to offer that holistic set of services. And why specifically Crump? Well, Crump is the premier property in that space, not only from a brand standpoint, reputation standpoint, but as we kind of got the opportunity to look under the covers, also from kind of the full services aspect. So it gives us the capabilities to serve advisors, but it also opens up a whole new access to a whole new set of advisors and different channels to access those advisors that help us access more of the market. So a lot of reasons, but I'd highlight those three or four that I just kind of rattled off there as the primary drivers.
I mean, clearly we're stronger together, right? Highly complementary, and Mike, I mean, with all the clear, strong rationale that Scott just mentioned, I think hearing your perspective from the other side of the table, where you have options, you're a high quality platform. What were you guys looking for in a partner?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I appreciate the kind words by Scott. We did have options. We do have options, and for us, it was quite clear once our company was carved out of the bank. We understood that our investment partners were really looking for the P&C and EB space. And what we really wanted out of this was to find a partner that was dedicated to and thriving in the life insurance space, and where the process would be transformational for both of our companies. So we quickly put together a list of potential partners in AmeriLife, rose to the top of that list, and we're obviously thrilled with that. We just think it's a great mix, a great opportunity for us to leverage the existing properties that AmeriLife has, the existing affiliates, learn and be transformational together. We are thrilled to be here, and we're thrilled to share the same culture. So for us, that was one of the biggest drivers for us, a people-first, caring culture, and some place that fit our mission and our vision. And I feel like we are really highly complementary there, and it's a hand-in-glove fit with what we're trying to accomplish in protecting families and businesses, and helping people get into a comfortable retirement space was exactly what we heard from AmeriLife, and that's why this felt really, really good to us. So here we are.
certainly feels like the right home. We're so glad to have you, part of the family, and vice versa, Mike.
Nice. When we talk about it now, we talk about this being our forever home. So as you know, Crump has been through quite a few transactions over our history. But what I wanted out of this was to go to a forever home where we could be transformational for us and be transformational for our partner and see what the future looks like together. And this certainly feels like a forever home and the opportunity for growth and true partnership.
Yeah, and Scott, I mean, what do you feel like? We talked a bit about us and the opportunities that lie ahead, but the power of bringing together, Crump and AmeriLife. But what does this mean for the market?
Yeah, I will say it raised a lot of eyebrows, in a good way. And we heard from a number of stakeholders. We heard from carriers once this announcement was made, just like, wow, this was a big move. And, again, the reputation and the credibility that Crump has built over the years with some of the top rated permanent life insurer or underwriters in the country. We heard from a number of them just like, wow, this was a big move for you. This really puts you on the map in this permanent life space. And they were, very encouraged because they had, maybe they do some business with us on the annuity side or maybe around, some of the other kind of less smaller lines of business for them. But, this is their bread and butter. And the fact that, this partnership came together, really seemed to resonate with them and made a lot of sense. So we heard from carriers, we heard from other distributors, frankly, and some that we either have relationships with, maybe we're already kind of doing some things together. Some that maybe we're considering joining us as a partner firm, and it piqued their interest to want to learn more about AmeriLife. There's a few firms that we didn't know. They didn't really know us. They saw this announcement and they're like, oh, maybe we should know you more and we should get to know each other better. So, and so it initiated some conversations, which is great. And lastly, we even heard from some investors or potential investors that just, again, wanted to know more. It piqued their interest to learn more about the story, the vision, the mission, and how this is all, coming together. We've been out telling the story for a number of years, but I think for a lot of folks, they did realize that there was this missing capability. And now that, we've solved for that, I think it's piqued a lot of interest. And, I think how does it move us forward given those relationships? I think, again, it just solidifies our relationship with some of those carriers. And I think it creates opportunities to leverage, our existing relationships with the Crump relationships, to bring new relationships that Crump has to the table, to kind of look at, well, how can we do more together, and vice versa. Some of the relationships we have and maybe Crump can leverage to, look at, things that they can do together. So from a carrier standpoint, there's a lot of opportunity it unlocks. And I think from a, partnership and M&A opportunity, I think this makes us a more attractive partner, especially for firms that are active in the wealth space that maybe had considered, a partnership with AmeriLife, but, realized like, well, I'd have to do my life business somewhere else. Now they don't have to do that anymore and, can kind of keep it on the platform. So, early days, obviously, but I think it, potentially creates just like endless opportunities.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, we clearly, are a platform of choice, given all the capabilities and breadth of what we have. And Mike, I mean, just from your view on it as well, I mean, as you think about communicating the bringing together of what we both have, I mean, how has the talk track been with your customers and stakeholders?
Yeah, I think Scott hit the nail on the head by saying it piqued a lot of interest. As I said earlier, we've been through several of these transactions and have a pretty good playbook in terms of notifying and talking to customers and carrier partners about this type of transaction. And when we announced this, we made a point to call every one of our key carrier partners and our key clients, have a personal conversation with them because that's what we do. We try to personalize everything, make sure the communication is very clear. Once they understood the hand in glove fit, they understood the value that we could bring to AmeriLife and AmeriLife could bring to us. Their first question was, well, okay, is it good for your teammates? What does this mean for your teammates, and what does it mean long term? When we share our excitement about the opportunities that we think are here, we're pretty sure they're here. They got pretty excited. We told them we were going over as a unit, so everybody from Crump was coming. It's not like we were cutting out a segment, but just bringing others. So Crump is coming over as a full unit and able to operate functionally on day one. They were very excited about our clients. I felt very good about the opportunity. Some of them, quite frankly, don't know a lot about AmeriLife, right? As we said, this opportunity to bring them up to speed on what this partnership can be and what it can bring. Carrier partners, a lot of conversations we had were, hey, this is great. We know them a little bit, but wow, I can't imagine the power of these two organizations coming together and what you guys can all do together. So I think Scott hit the nail on the head. A lot of interest. We got a lot of support right out of the gate from key clients and key carriers. No dissenters. So far, all good. And it feels like the opportunity for growth here is great. Opportunities for our teammates is great. And the more we can do together, the better off our carriers are going to be, and the more clients we can please. And again, achieve our mission of protecting families and businesses and creating a great environment for people to go into retirement. So that's where the environment, the culture come together. And I think our clients heard that loud and clear. And our carriers love the opportunity of two powerhouses coming together and putting more business on the table.
Yeah, I think it's interesting on kind of the timeliness of this partnership, because one of the terms that has become more popular, and I've used it already in the conversation, is this kind of holistic offering, holistic planning. That is, I mean, that's really kind of a new phenomena to some extent that's being embraced by advisors, and it's being embraced by institutions. It's being embraced by carriers more so. And the reason is because that's what consumers kind of want. They don't want to work with 5 different people. And so as far as, and you think about the building out of this platform and combining the capabilities around health, annuities, life insurance, investment advice, it's like, oh, kind of makes sense. I think, it's a natural kind of evolution of the business, and it's kind of taking place right here on the AmeriLife platform.
Yeah, absolutely. And the things that we bring to the table in terms of that are for an advisor to say, I'm not really good at health. Can I go to AmeriLife? I can get that there. I'm okay with health, but I need help on my wealth side of the house. I don't sell a lot of permanent life insurance. Can help me with that. Yeah. I kind of know what I'm doing, but maybe I could do somebody at point of sale with me when I go talk to a client. So we bring a point of sale value, not only a wholesale value, a point of sale value. And then there's advisors on the health side. They go, I don't really do life, but I run into it all the time. Can you sell it for me? Yeah. We have an agent of record business. So when you put all those things together, you say we can be an answer for whatever an advisor is looking for. But they all want a comprehensive total platform so they can tell a client, I can do whatever you need. Yeah. I've got this big behemoth behind me that can solve all my needs, and I can bring whatever you need to me. So that's the excitement about as this market emerges. And we have the opportunities to meet our clients where they are today. As opposed to telling our clients they've got to meet us where we operate, we now can go to them and say, whatever you need, we got you covered in this partnership. So I think that's really exciting for the marketplace.
That's terrific. It's almost like the environment around us, the consumer needs around us is constantly changing, and we have to change with that, right, and continue to stay ahead of it. And we're well on our way. And so Scott, I mean, this is all I think insightful and makes sense, but how do you ensure that it's a smooth integration of bringing together people and systems, and what are we doing to make sure it works?
Yeah, well, Mike, you'd be in a better position to answer that than me, because you're carrying a lot of that water. No, I mean, it starts with great people and being on top of this from day one, and we have both of those things. We have great people on both sides. People on starting with the corp dev team and the integration team, and then all of the AmeriLife shared services groups, finance, HR, legal. It's just been a full court press. And then, to the extent that, we've been able to partner in this step of the process with the Crump team has been, it's given us an opportunity to work together, even pre-close of the deal. It's been great. And they've, same thing. We have top talent in key functional areas and 100% commitment to get it right. And when I say get it right, it really speaks to something Mike was talking about. It's the people part of this, right? This is disrupting 1,000 lives, and actually 1,000, 3,000 lives when you think about people and their families. We want to get that right. We don't take that lightly, and so getting the people side of this thing right is critically important, and making sure the businesses are in a good position to hit the ground running once we hit the go button here in the next couple of weeks. So I think it starts with the right people, the right process, the commitment to that process, and then pressing really hard since the time we signed, which happened right at the end of the year, until the time we close. And the good news is it's been a smooth process between sign and close from a transaction standpoint. And then, the other side, the good news is we hit the ground running starting January 2nd on the integration planning and process. So I think we're in a really good place, but we're only in that place because there's been a major commitment. We've had the teams assembled, and, we've executed on the plan.
It's terrific. And on a plan that's, joint thinking too, wherever
Absolutely.
it makes sense. It's not just a one-size-fits-all approach, right?
Yeah, and that's been really a kind of test of the values and the culture, because there have been some things where it's like, oh, well, that's not what we were thinking. Well, that's not what we were thinking. Well, let's collaborate, come up with a solution that everybody, that's, first and foremost, takes care of the people.
Yep.
And works for both sides. And we've been able to work through a couple of those issues and come up with really good solutions.
Yeah, totally agree. I want to first thank everybody that's worked on this transaction from day one. So it started 9-10 months ago with our first meeting and talking about the possibility of bringing these two organizations together. And from there, it's flowed nicely and easily and comfortably. Yeah. I think for both parties, a couple of hiccups here or there, but mostly comfortably for both parties. And I think that is a testament to the people involved. Once we signed at the end of the year, it then became, okay, how do we do this, right? What we want to get together, we want to become part of the AmeriLife family, but what do we need to do? And work streams were quickly established, and people were assigned the work streams. And obviously this is a big part of what you all do in terms of acquisitions. We've been through it a couple of times, but this is the closest we've been to getting to our forever home and doing this for the last time. But I do want to thank everybody who worked so hard to put those work streams together and works every single day right through close and then through the final transitions to make everything work finally on this side. But it is a process, and it's a really well-honed process. People are working really hard to make this work and to ensure that we get, as I say to our folks, we unplug from our current providers and plug into AmeriLife seamlessly and can be ready to roll on day one with no changes. Right, Crump remains Crump. We continue to do what we do. We continue to go to market with the way we've been going to market. We look to AmeriLife for more opportunities, for more investment, for more strategy with us, for alignment with current affiliates, and the opportunity to work with them. So, this has been a great opportunity for us to transition and transform, and hopefully get to a great place here relatively quickly.
Yeah, I think he is getting the organizations, and really that's how I refer to maybe this stage of the process, which is the baseline integration, which is getting Crump and AmeriLife plugged in together.
Yep.
And then there's going to be a whole nother set of opportunities of how we work together.
Yep.
But getting the companies plugged in was the most. Is you got to get that done. Got to get it done right. Recognizing that potential disruption it could create. So there's been a real focus and a lot of effort, and people have done a great job in getting us this far. And then it's then the fun begins of figuring out and pursuing all these great opportunities that we have to work together.
Yeah, what can we do together, right? Yeah. And I look, I want to be really clear though. I fully recognize the unplug from here and plug into AmeriLife isn't simple or easy. It's how I think about it. It's unplug from one place and plug in.
Yeah.
I think it helps me understand that we're going to plug in here and we're going to keep going and keep running, keep being who we are, and get better. So I know there's a ton of work streams, a ton of things we need to get done. And I don't mean to minimize any of that, but it helps to just think about, hey, we're from the 1,000 lives at Crump that are being disrupted.
Yeah.
I want to unplug here and plug in there, and on Monday we keep going.
Yeah.
Right? We just keep doing what we're doing. We keep being who we are, and we have the opportunity to work with a great parent company and collaborate with all the other affiliates here. So I take very seriously what it is to unplug and plug in, but very excited about where we are.
Well, when something makes so much strategic sense the way this does, I think it only makes sense that you feel the way you do. So that's terrific to hear.
Well put.
Yeah. All right, guys, maybe just to wrap up a little bit, Scott, I'll start with you. Clearly, I don't think we're going to stop here. Right? So, maybe just, if you can elaborate a bit on, what's your vision?
Yeah. So, what's next? And, the way I describe, we've used the term evolution. I think we have the opportunity, and we are already doing it, disrupting and evolving an industry. And that's super exciting. And so we've put ourselves in this, the way I view it right now is we put ourselves in this incredible position by assembling these great businesses, these great leaders, all these capabilities, and all this potential. But now it's time to unlock that potential. So what do we do to kind of, to differentiate us and to separate us from the pack? And that's what's next. And that means, it's extracting these opportunities. It's finding, continuing to find new great businesses and capabilities to add. It's Mike referenced this a couple of times. It's getting the affiliates to kind of work together, to collaborate, to take 1 and 1 and end up with 5. That's what's next. Investing in opportunities. It's looking for opportunities of what's next around the corner. So playing where the puck's headed, not where the puck is. That's been what we've been trying to do. But so we've kind of gotten this stage done now that we have a platform of these holistic capabilities. We certainly can round some things out, and we'll look to do that. But it's really now leveraging what we've assembled and seizing the opportunity in front of us.
What we've assembled is pretty powerful, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Mike, I'm going to let you drop the mic here. So, any final words?
Yeah, a couple thoughts. My first thought is one of gratitude. I'm grateful to everyone who has worked so hard to put this opportunity in front of us. The 1,000 people at Crump who work hard every single day to make Crump what it is. We wouldn't be in a position to have this transaction without them. So I want everybody on the Crump team to hear how grateful I am for the work that they do every single day. Grateful for the partnership here, for you saying yes. Yeah. This is a company that you want to buy, partner with, and help us grow. So that's another piece of gratitude. I love the fact that we're talking about evolving together. I love the fact that we're talking about embracing the affiliates. So Crump's going to have to change our 3 E's from, evolve, engage, execute, and
we'll figure out something.
Figure out something else, right? But we need to, I guess, embrace would be the next one, right? Let's get 4 E's and embrace that. So it's that'd be my final thoughts. One, I'm grateful for the opportunity that's been put in front of us. We're excited and grateful for the opportunity to become part of the AmeriLife family. We believe there's great opportunities in front of us and feel like the cultural fit is there for us. And we need to go execute, right? That's the final E is we got to execute on this thing and make it work. And I'm sure that this is going to be a great partnership for a long, long time to come. So I appreciate the opportunity to sit here and have this conversation. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to the AmeriLife folks, the Crump folks, and the Hanleigh folks, and look forward to where we go. I look forward to another podcast in a year where we look back and say, what a great job we did, what a great opportunity this was, and how we did evolve, right? Yeah. And engage all of our affiliates and maximize this opportunity between two great organizations. So, thrilled and looking forward to it.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
The end of the year.
Let's do it. Let's go do it.
Thank you so much, guys. Great conversation. Mike, been great getting to know you and your team as well, and we'll take it back in another year.
Let's do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.